Hi, today's episode will be about making bread with teff flour. The teff flour is a very exciting product which I recently found. The teff grain is an ancient grain from Ethiopia. They make a specific type of flatbread there, but I decided to make regular bread. That's my recipe. So I start with yeast, warm water, little bit of sugar. I'm using 8 grams of yeast for this recipe, this quick yeast, and I just let it there develop for a few minutes. By the time I'm mixing the flours, so about 10 grams of sea salt I'm adding, and I use a mixture of flours because if you use just teff, you won't get a perfect result. You will make bread, but it won't be like bread like the what you're used to be having. So I use 350 grams of seeded flour, 150 grams of strong white flour, and the rest, which is about 300 grams of teff flour. The teff flour has a very specific taste, so it's also very interesting, as well as gluten-free. So that's a 5 kilogram pack I've got from Little Addis, so that's very good priced product. I'm mixing all these flours together and I'm adding the yeast. So that's 1 cup and then 1 more cup of warm water. The same cup I'm adding to up to 700 grams of liquid. The teff flour absorbs water very well and because I'm not needing you need to add good amount of water for it to first for the yeast to be able to eat as much as possible of the flour, which is something that you really want to happen, but also for it to to rise well, you need to add more water. So I'm just covering this for about 1 hour. You see it's now doubled in size for very quickly. I remove the air and now I will transfer this mixture into the baking trays. I don't use any oil for this recipe. So just here also to add about this teff flour, how exciting product it is. First, you have a very specific taste, then it's gluten-free, and also um, it is something that people have been eating for, centuries there. So I really recommend you to try that. And of course, this bread, it's not gluten-free as a whole, because I'm using uh, like regular flour, but it's still, lower in gluten. But that's not only the point, it's just different. So I'm transferring now into the baking trays. Just try to make them as even as possible. Ideally use scales. Here I thought I will be better off without using them, but actually you see how different these were. So I had to transfer some of the mixture back into the from one to another to make them more even. Otherwise, you end up with one big bread, one small bread, and it's just not perfect. And now I just cover this with a piece of paper for about 1 more hour, actually until they get to the top, and you will see that from the paper, like here. And now that's the time for me to turn the oven to a heat to 200 degrees Celsius, and I bake them for 45 minutes. Then I turn the heat off, and I leave them in there for about 20 more minutes, and then I get them out like I'm doing here. Then I'll let them on the rack to cool outside for about maybe 15-20 minutes. That's the end result, this bread. Thanks for watching.